Welcome to an Achieving Science video. This video is going to cover photosynthesis. So where do plants get their food in order to be able to grow? Well, this of course is not from the soil. This is through a process called photosynthesis, where plants use the sunlight to make food, where sunlight is their source of energy. This can be summarised with an equation. We begin with carbon dioxide from the air, which reacts with water, which the plant does get from the soil, which produces glucose and oxygen. This reaction is what we call an endothermic reaction, and therefore it does need energy, which is provided by the sunlight. Plants use this glucose that is produced in order to grow. Now in a plant, photosynthesis occurs in all the green bits, especially in the leaves. Within a cell, the site of photosynthesis is within the chloroplasts. Now for photosynthesis to occur, a plant needs a few different things. First of all, as we've said, it needs sunlight. It needs sunlight because this is the main source of energy for the plant. Secondly, within the chloroplast, there is a pigment called chlorophyll. This is the green stuff. This makes the plant look green. This is required to trap the sun's energy. Now if we go back to our equation, we can recall that the plant needs water. Now water will travel up from the roots to the site of photosynthesis. And finally, from the equation again, the plant requires carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which diffuses into the leaf via the stomata. Now there are some similarities between respiration and photosynthesis, but what are they? What are the differences? Let's have a look at the differences. Well, photosynthesis, as we said, is the process whereby plants make their own food. It was summarised with the equation, where carbon dioxide from the air reacted with water, which the plant absorbed from the roots, to produce glucose and to produce the gas oxygen back into the air. Now if we look at the process of respiration, on the other hand, this is where glucose and oxygen are combined to release energy. This energy is for cell functions, for growth and for reproduction. And again, this can be summarised via an equation. This time, the glucose is reacting with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water. So as you can see, it's the reverse of photosynthesis. Now in a plant, what does the glucose get used for? Well, it gets used for respiration. We've just said that combine it with oxygen, it produces energy for growth and reproduction. Combining small molecules of glucose together to form the substance of starch so that glucose can be stored long term, starch being insoluble and stored within leaves or within roots. Producing fats and oils for storage, making cellulose, which is a main component of cell walls, which gives it its strength and rigidity. Combining nutrients from the soil to make amino acids, where these amino acids are then joined together within ribosomes in protein synthesis. So we said that starch can be made by plants, where glucose is converted to the insoluble form of starch for storage. Let's test a leaf for starch then. So first of all, you must take a beaker of cold water. Fill that beaker up and then place it over a Bunsen burner sat on a tripod. Heat that water until it is boiling. Once it is boiling, you need to place the leaf inside the beaker of hot water. This is to soften the leaf, to begin to break down the cell walls, because we need to get at the starch. Once the leaf has been in that hot water for, say, a minute, maybe a little longer depending on how tough the leaf is, you want to remove the leaf from the boiling water using forceps or tweezers. Place that leaf inside a boiling tube. Next, ensuring that your Bunsen burner is switched off, you're going to cover that leaf within ethanol. You're going to make sure your Bunsen is switched off because ethanol is highly flammable. So once the leaf is covered with the ethanol, you can then place that boiling tube back into the water bath, making sure, again, the Bunsen is not switched on. Just the heat from the hot water is good enough to cause the next part. The ethanol then is going to cause the green pigment, the chlorophyll, to be removed, and the leaf is going to begin to turn pale white. Once you've reached this point, you need to rinse off any of the excess alcohol, the excess ethanol. You're going to spread that leaf out onto a tile so you can fully see the whole structure of the leaf as best as possible. And then you're going to use a substance of iodine. And you're going to drop a few drops of iodine onto the leaf, and you're going to observe any colour changes. Now, iodine begins as a orangey kind of substance, a liquid that is orange in colour. Now, if starch is present, the iodine will change from this orange colour to a blue-black. And therefore, you'll have this blue-black appearance to your leaf where starch is present, and this orange colour of the iodine which hasn't changed colour where there is no starch present.